Hey guys, so today, huge day, and I was actually going to vlog at the SMI, but I just didn't have time because my phone is pretty much dead. Actually, funny story before we go into the whole SMI. My phone was working just fine in the house. The minute I walk out the house, it dies. And not like a battery, like it went into sleep mode, and Grandma and I are both, like, I didn't even tell Grandma until we were like halfway there, and then she's just like, oh my god, it's dead, I have to buy you another phone, and I'm like, I know, and we got it, like, I think like last September or something, so it's not even that old, for one, so it's like insane if it had totally died. And then, we get to the meet probably closer to, well, after I warmed up, so, probably about 10:30ish, because I think it was after my first event, or right before it. I looked up on Grandma's phone, iPhone went off for no reason. And then it brought up a forum on the Apple website, and it said that if you press the home button and the lock button at the same time and hold it down for about 20 seconds, an Apple icon should appear, which it did. So it had just gone into sleep mode, but I'm like freaking out, like mini heart attack, like literally wanting to cry because I'd be out a phone. Like if I'm in a swim meet or something, I need to call Grandma, but I don't have my phone. How am I supposed to get a hold of her? Like seriously, like not even funny, like freaking out. So then once it's turned on, I have like 73% battery, and when I left the house I had like 90 or something. So obviously it used up 15% of the battery, and then it lasted the entire meet, like the last like 3 hours on 1%. Like until we got home, because that's when I plugged it in. Yeah. Oh, and then Mandy and Bobby came today. They were at they were like the last like probably 45 minutes of my swim meet. It was awesome. I got to feed Bobby a little. I gave him a couple bottles, and now he's laying down asleep, which is exactly what I want to be doing right now. So yeah. And then okay, SMI. Okay, for freestyle, I added on 9/10 of a second, but that's okay, because I would have taken off 2 seconds, like, at least, but, I messed up on my flip turn and kickoff, because I went down instead of out, which is why, because then I was struggling to get up, but I definitely caught up to myself. I thought I added on, like, 5 seconds, and I'm, like, freaking out. But then I went to go check, it only added on 9/10 of a second. So that made me a lot better, like, again, another mini heart attack to be like, okay, that's a lot better than I thought it was. Okay, then backstroke, I added on 0.72, so I added on 72 hundredths of a second, but that's okay because I came in second for the first time ever at the SMI. Which made me like super happy. And then breast, oh my god. Okay, so this made me even more happy. Okay, breaststroke. My previous best time was 1 minute 2.23 seconds. My new best is 58.22 seconds. So I got it under the minute mark. I beat it by 4.01 seconds. That made me so happy. You have no idea, like, I've been trying to beat that score forever. And I finally did. And then fly. Okay, so the big thing about fly is you have to breathe. Actually, no, first off, I added on 1.16 seconds, but that's okay because I wasn't necessarily focusing on what place I got so much as I was just the breathing. Because with fly, you can't breathe every stroke like you could any other stroke. Like, obviously, if you guys have ever swam, you know a stroke. Like, freestyle is a stroke, back is a stroke, breast is a stroke, fly is a stroke, okay? Well, with fly, oh, and then every arm movement, so like, every time you take a breaststroke, which is, this is actually using 2 arms, because, yeah, yeah, that's also known as a stroke. So every time you take a stroke with fly, you can't breathe, as opposed to like if you were taking a stroke with freestyle, because you could breathe every stroke on freestyle pretty much, or on back or breast. But on fly, you have to breathe either every other or every couple, because if you breathe every single one, then your hips drop and it becomes a lot harder for you to get up out of the water. So I breathed every other, and it kept my hips up and made it so much easier for me to get out of the water. So yeah, the big thing I'm really happy about today is the fact that I never added on more than 1.2 seconds to a single stroke. And if you add them all up, it gets, I added it up, I don't remember it, but if you add it all up and then subtract it from 4.01, which is how much I took off, that only adds 1.23 seconds to my entire day of racing, which is amazing. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I guess I will just talk to you guys later. See ya.